What's up, everybody? It's another edition of Mentality, Bearded Mentality, and I'm sitting here we're gonna talk about Ray Rice. Ladies over there, we having a little spat right now about whatever. I hope she don't Ray Rice me, knock me out, and give me an eye jammy or whatever. But we're talking about Ray Rice situation in the NFL and also Jay-Z and Solange and how people are just going crazy and going bonkers about this new video that surfaced today by TMZ and how domestic violence is just a total crime and okay, and thank you for my water, baby. Thank you. Love you. It's all good. And so see, I would never hit her. So, so she gives me my water, I ask her, everything I ask my lady to do, she do it, and then it's the same thing with her, anything she wants from me, I'll do it. But we're talking about domestic violence today. And we're talking about specifically about the NFL and their punishment of Ray Rice and how people right now are talking about Stephen A. Smith being a coon again and how he was attributing the act that Ray Rice did with those of other NFL stars like Dante Stallworth and Michael Vick and Ben Roethlisberger, and saying that they, all he was saying was that those guys, are felonious, committed felonious acts, served jail time in Michael Vick's case, and were able to resume their NFL careers and resume their employment. We got people today saying that Ray Rice shouldn't resume his employment for what he did to his now wife. And I think that is so unfair. How can you say something like that and then call Stephen A. a coon for just saying he's not comparing the exact acts, he's comparing the acts in the eyes of the law and their punishment thereafter. And I think that's that. If you got felons in the NFL, Ray Rice didn't serve any jail time. He got a misdemeanor, a simple battery, and in the eyes of the law, that's what he is. He's not a felon. So what has changed between when the act actually happened in February and now? We knew ahead of time or before that he hit her. We had the video of him dragging her out the elevator. He admitted to the NFL that he hit her. He admitted to his team that he hit her. But why are we so outraged right now? We outraged right now because we actually seen with our eyes the video of him hitting her. We've seen an actual textbook case of domestic violence by our very eyes. So we outraged. But why are we outraged at that still? Because in our society, we should be numb to violence. We see violence all the time. We see graphic movies. We see violence on the news. We see more graphic stuff than that on the news every day, with people getting shot in the head, people getting killed in front of our eyes. We see war. We see planes and things getting blown up and crashing and stuff like that. But because we see a man hitting a woman, no matter what the provocation was, we are totally outraged. And I think right now we need to settle down, take a couple days to breathe. And I think we need to be check our emotions at the door. And a lot of times, we look at things like this, especially, with this being such a touchy subject. And I don't support domestic violence. Just don't get me wrong about that. I would never hit my soon-to-be wife, any woman I know, my sister, mom, anybody, daughter, whoever. So, but we need to be careful about how we feel right now and not just act on emotions and lambasting this guy, which seems like I'm talking about this time and time again about athletes, entertainers, and everybody doing certain things that people jump into just instant conclusions all based off emotion. We need to use some logic, we need to use some perspective, and we need to use a little bit of grace. Him and his wife, now wife, went to counseling, right, babe? Went to counseling. You went to NFL imposed counseling, team imposed counseling. They, he had to make a public apology. He seemed contrite about it. He seemed very contrite about it. He was already given his suspension by the league of punishment, and now because we see the video, which is supposed to be new evidence that's come about, now he's getting retroactively suspended and punished again. He's already been ruled in the eyes of the law. They've already ruled and made a ruling against him. So why is he getting punished again? Because of public outcry, the court of public opinion, which is not always right. And I think in this case, I'm gonna swim against the current again. I'm against the court of public opinion. It's not all about what people think and what you're I guess what you actually are. In a lot of people's eyes, what they think you are is about their perspective of what you are. It's an unfair thing, but it's true. Now I'm going to bring Jay-Z and Solange into this. A lot of people today, a lot of women today are comparing the two incidents of Jay-Z and Solange and Beyonce and the Ray Rice and his wife thing. I think it's very really kind of crazy that they both happened in elevators. They both were really violent, and they both were they were unnecessary acts, both of them. Now a lot of people are saying, oh well, Jay-Z had to do something to Solange for her to act out and show out like that and to swing on him in front of his sister, her sister, in front of all these people, and show out like that. He had to provoke her. Now when we discussed this thing before about Ray Rice, we talk about provocation. A lot of women were saying, well, there's nothing a woman can do to provoke a man to hit her, touch her, curse her out, anything like that. Now, I said in that video before, people got mad at me, that yes, a woman can provoke a man to do things. We need to look at this thing more as Ray Rice and a cat in a corner complex. Restraint always has limits. When you push somebody into a corner like a cat, you don't know what they will do. That's the way we need to look at this Ray Rice thing. He was in a position where he couldn't just simply walk away. That's always the advice of older men have taught me, and other older women have taught me, and friends and family. When a woman is getting in your face like that, and you don't want to do anything that's going to put yourself in jail or in jeopardy or in a situation, walk away. Well, I think that Ray Rice's wife, or fiance at the time, had a responsibility to not put him in that position and provoke him like that. Now, they both were inebriated. They both were in a position where they weren't in their right minds. But she's culpable as well as he's been culpable, because they both did something that they weren't supposed to do. She should have backed off when she seen that she was pushing him to that limit. Everybody has a threshold. You women have a threshold. My baby sees amen to me over there. Women have a threshold. When we push you to that limit, and I know when I push Micah to that limit, when I push her to that limit, I know when I push her to that, and when I'm about to go to the point of no return. When you push a loved one to that point of no return, don't be surprised on what they do. But the thing is, in our society, we have come to this point where we're giving women, and I hate to say it again, black women, we know that we as black people, we are a little bit more passionate and emotional than other races of people. Not saying better or worse, just saying different. That's what we are. So when you push a black woman to a certain point, she's going to react in a certain way. You push a black man to a certain point, he's going to react in a certain way. We're just different. That's how we are. She should have seen when she was pushing him to that point, it's time for me to stop. We're in an elevator. He can't walk away. He can't, whatever. And she charged me, lunged for him. She slapped him too. She spit on him for what the reports say. And he reacted. You can't be responsible for somebody's reacting when they backed in the corner like a cat. I would say the same thing happened with Solange and Jay-Z. We don't know exactly what happened, but it was some provocation going on both accounts. We can't have it both ways, ladies, especially you black women. We can't have it both ways when you're talking about, oh, a man can't provoke, or a woman can't provoke a man into do anything. He should never hit her, and you provoke men to do things all the time. Hey, women, I've seen women provoke dudes to get them to marry them. Women provoke dudes all the time with stuff, threatening them and everything like that. Threatening to charge them with child support, threatening them whatever. But that's a whole nother video, whole other time. Whole point of the matter is that we can't let emotions guide us in this situation or any other situation because it's supposedly new information that has came out. It's all just an attention grab to kind of take our eyes off other things that's going on. This is an old case. It's already been tried, but now it's being tried again, and now the NFL is giving him another sentence, which I think is totally unfair, totally unbiased, it's totally biased, and it's totally just not right. Once you're punished for something, you're punished for it, and that's it. But people are going to disagree with me. Women are going to say, oh, you're supporting him. Oh, you like football. You probably like a Ray Rice fan. I can care less about him and the Ravens or whoever. This is a man and a woman gender issue. And until we reach an understanding between genders and understand that women can't just do whatever you want to do, even though society, I guess, handicaps you and lets you do these things, it's always reactions. There's always things that are going to come out, and there's always going to be things that's going to manifest from your actions. And I think a lot of times in our society, especially in American society, we don't let women be responsible for their actions. I attributed to what was my analogy? Oh, I said right now, I said looking at this Ray Rice thing as the sausage and butcher analogy. Right now, everybody likes sausage, everybody likes hamburgers, everybody likes meat, but you don't want to see how the meat's being made. We already knew that he hit her. We already knew he did things to her. He abused her. But when you eat that hamburger and everything is good, until you see that sausage being made, that pig being slaughtered, that cow being slaughtered, then all of a sudden you're a vegetarian or a vegan. And that's all that's going on with Ray Rice. We've seen the video firsthand, and now all of a sudden we outraged because it disgusts us. Well, this happens every day in America. And a lot of times, women aren't the only ones being beat. Let's keep that in mind, too. So, start disagreeing now. I don't care what you say, but just trying to add some mentality perspective to what I feel about this. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Done with the Ray Rice thing and Jay-Z thing or whatever. Something like this is going to happen again with some celebrity. And I'll be speaking about it again. Maybe it's Chris Brown. Maybe he might hit somebody again. Whoever. I don't know. That's another thing I want to say, too. Don't be supporting no Chris Brown and all these other Mayweather and all these other people who've also hit women, and you lambaste and you crucify Ray Rice because you're being a hypocrite. Yeah, mentality.